initiative. Yamel?
Well, I would say technology is a must right now. It is very important that companies start talking to their IT departments to see how they can develop new tools internally or get it externally. But definitely, if they are not ready with an automated tool, the customs operation would be very, very difficult to comply with.
And I think it's important to note that the customs authorities in all three countries have increased their level of sophistication with technology themselves, right? So at a minimum, companies need to recognize that we're no longer dealing with customs authorities that are working in a sea of paper documents.
Yeah, and at least in Mexico, customs authorities had everything.
Yeah.
They need to start a review.
Yeah.
They have complete data of your operation, and they know exactly where you're lacking of certain knowledge or compliance.
That transparency is something that companies need to internalize and have that same level of visibility. Jamie, thoughts on your end?
I would say as this progresses and as we're moving, that we need to be mindful of the trade agreements and also how this plays into the business in general. And we're seeing companies take a second look when they're looking at buying or divesting or looking at how they're going to move their businesses forward. All these considerations. And tariffs have, it's quite exciting for us. You know, they have never been in the forefront in the past, largely because under NAFTA everything's been free. Right. Now because of the measures in the U.S. and we've had some measures in Canada, that they're at the forefront of the discussion. As I mentioned, it's a good time to maybe get resources and protect the company and look at this in a broader way.
Correct.
Craig, take us home.
Yeah, I would just, pretty much, piggyback off what they said. I think, I deal with some multinational companies, and they've looked at USMCA because they're looking at their footprint of manufacturing and where should I go? Especially like part manufacturers that might feed into the automotive industry. Do I need, to move from Asia? Can I move to Mexico? Can I move to Canada, to the U.S.? So they're looking at their footprint. What will that mean from a capital expenditure standpoint? So it all comes into play as companies are looking to grow. They've got to consider some of those things. You certainly don't want to move your operations and then figure out you don't qualify and why did I do that? So it really comes into play as to, take it into consideration, before they're making these big decisions on sourcing and their supply chain overall.